in my practice, we have a certain thing, a certain reward system where we use positive reinforcement in order to deal with certain negative behaviors. So instead of me as a teacher deciding to focus on a negative aspect of what a kid is doing, we're taught to highlight the positives of what the other students are doing as a means to fix the issue. What I'm saying is that yes, there might be a proliferation of people or women doing very bad things, but what I'm not seeing is enough of us choosing to highlight the women that we know that are in our real lives that support each and every last one of us. Because what you're doing is you creating a system where there are real women that we all see in our real life, but then you'll go and do a show about women as if there's no examples of any positive things that the real women in your life do.
Here's why.
So why can't we focus on the positive that the real women in our lives do for us, as opposed to the women that shake?
Mr. Fantastic, do you think that this is the worst behavior we've ever seen in modern day?
From us?
Well, us. Yeah, us. Let's say us.
Oh, most definitely, without a doubt.
Okay. Do you think that women are leading the charge in poor behavior?
Yeah. I won't say leading. I would say equal. And I think that's problematic because women are never seen as violent, as disruptive as men are. So I think it even being an equal footing with a man, a woman being as disruptive, a woman being as violent, a woman being as, aggressive as a man in itself is positive. So I won't say they're leading the charge because black men, we overrepresent how we overrepresent and all these different things, so on and so forth. But, if everything is everything equally amongst the genders, yes, they're leading the charge as far as, gender wise from the negativity.
Yeah, I'll say leading.
Can I rebut a little bit?
Go ahead.
Because I really think that it depends on what you choose to focus on. Because the same way you could say that, you could also state the fact that when it comes to my profession in teaching, black women are the leaders among the black community in my profession. There's 2% of just people that look like me that are in my profession. And I essentially learned a lot of what I learned from black women. I wouldn't be the educator I was today without those said black women. So what if there was a case where the lens in which we're seeing certain things is being put on one thing when there's a whole nother aspect of a demographic of women who are doing the positive things
so come on, do this.
That don't get the focus.
Reframe it and say it.
What you mean?
So you're saying, what if? Do it now.
Yeah, I do believe yes.
Say it.
There is a segment of women that have led the charge in these schools that are doing great work in our communities that do not get attention.
Are those women in larger volume than the what we usually see? The fighting, the twerking. Are there more women educating than doing that type of shit?
I think when you focus on just the job per se, like education, yes, there are way more women that are doing good work.
I'm asking, right? Because you're saying you want to take those women that we all basically learn from, right? And say, hey, why aren't we talking about this and focusing on this segment of women? What I'm asking is, are those women in more volume than the women we see that have the negative components and behavior?
That's a good question. I had to think about that one. I really would.
So Shad,
because I can't put a number to it to
You
really
got to quantify
substantiate
it though, because if you're saying that, then we can say, okay, thanks, Quan, and go back to talking about what we was talking about.
Representation wise, yes. When you have fucking Jasmine.
Hold on, Mr. Fantastic. Hold on. Quan building on the premise. He just had this thought. Now we need him to build on the thought he had.
Mm-hmm.
So what you think? Like, is it more of them not doing these things that we deem unbecoming?
I think that there is more like women in general that do take more of a larger role in community than there are the women that are perpetuating the bad things. Because when you look at voting data, right?
Yeah.
We just had an election when it was for the Ward 8 council member. When I looked at that data, it showed that there were more black women that voted and participated in that than there was black men. When I go to these school buildings, and we just had a PD on Friday, I saw more black women that went to that PD to learn how to become better educators than it was black men. So if I would have used my anecdotals, I would definitely tell you, yes, there's more black women that are doing the right things than there are than the women that twerk and do all of the bad shit.
Now, what do you say about the council member that he got brought up on charges?
What do I say about that?
Yeah, they voted that nigga in, I think. Did he win again?
He did win.
Again?
Yeah.
With the charges?
Listen, it's DC.
Damn. So now what does that say about the voting bloc?
That says that we don't participate as a group. We don't participate because 18. Fantastic.
Does say that. That's what it said.
18% of all people in Ward 8 that voted. You know how small that is?
Yeah, 20%.
That's 18%.
That means 80% didn't
population vote. Of at least 80,000 people that live in Ward 8.
Yeah.
And 18% of that chose to vote. And of that 18%, it was more black women than black men.
All right. So if you were to extrapolate that though out, if you were to do that with more black women voting, more likely than not, it will be the same result, just in greater numbers. So that's what I'm saying. You can't have it both ways, Quan. You can't have it both. And I know you're not trying to intentionally do this, even though it's 20% of the people that voted, right? 20% was 100% of the voters, right? And if 100% of the voters voted in a man that I don't know what charges you guys are talking about, but clearly it's a person problematic.
Bribery.
Right, yeah. If they voted in that man, regardless of him having these child, it tells you the education of, the knowledge of, and the care of those voters, and that's problematic. So what? And it goes to my point. I was gonna say, my point is, I agree with you. The majority of black women are not these hood booger, hot Cheetos ass bitches. Okay, but the loudest voice by far, by 10,000 decimals, are the hood booger, hot Cheetos, loud ass bitches. It's a problem.
And I get that. But my problem is that we as a people shouldn't be the people that put the lens on those women when we could easily put the lens on the women that I see every day that prepare their classrooms, that go to PDs, that do exactly what everybody's asking people to do in these communities.
Yeah,
and
but
that's
Quan,
my biggest issue, because we constantly focus on what people aren't doing when there are so many people that choose to do the right thing that never get any coverage.
Because
they never get a YouTube dedication. They never get any support. But the excuse when I say that, the bitch that twerk and do the wrong thing gets a whole YouTube dedication to what the fuck she got going on. And it's like, no, what about Miss Stacy that's doing excellent in her classroom?
She posts more. The twerker posts more, right? And of course, niggas are gonna like that more. But what I'm saying is, there's not even a representation of that. The vast majority of representation of the shit with black women is ratchet shit, bro. Y'all gotta just be real.
So,
most
and I feel you. But
y'all skipped over what he said, though. Y'all skipped over.
We choose.
We're
choosing what we put the lens on. Like it's nobody that's telling us that we have to focus on Project Keisha.
Yeah,
we are doing that.
No, I got you, but Quan, this would be a question then, Killer Mike. I know you're trying to get in. So Quan, would you accept the premise of the posting ratio? Let's say the good black woman, educated, well dressed, all these things, non-sexual. Let's say that's 30% of posts. The 70% is all of the ratchet shit. Do you agree with that, or would you move it one way?
I agree, because there is a real algorithm that supports that. So I completely agree with that. But again, when you make choices, you can either choose to go with the 70%, or you could choose to uplift the 30. Yeah, what I'm telling you is that majority of us is choosing to uplift the 70 instead of uplifting the 30.
Other way.
You said the
other way,
Paul. No, he said it right. No, he said it right.
Whoa.
Again,
here's the truth. Here's what it is. Well, just real quick, Quan. If you're saying, if you guys agree that there's sheer numbers, right, and the fact that there's more positive examples of black women than negative, right?
It's more negative, positive, not more positive, negative. More negative than positive.
There's more negative example. Excuse me.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm talking about the women specifically. There's more negative women. Freeman, I'll tap you in a second. So are you saying that there's more negative examples of black women out here, or more positive examples of black women?
I'm saying what gets posted to social media and what we're more. Yes, far more
negative.
Yes, negative. I agree with in real life, in real so on and so forth, I would give you a 60-40 or 55-45 split to good black women versus bad black women, is what I'm saying. What I'm saying, though, is the good black women, as Quan admitted to and agreed to, they only post 30% of the time, right? So there's very few cases where you're going to have the 30% override the 70%.
This is where I just can't concede it, because I did a little survey one time, right? And I looked at the teachers that teach, right? But you know what? They ain't that attractive. Right, but I looked at all these. Quan, relax, homeboy. Jesus Christ. I'm looking because they don't got their ass on the sink. They not scantily clad, but they post about their class. Hold on. Not teacher Bay, not her.
I'm about to say we got like 3 teacher bays out right now.
Let me just say this, right? So I look at most women's pages on Instagram, bro. They got 20 likes, my nigga, and 16 of the people related to them, and they posting about their life, the teachers and all that, right? Now, hence, like, look, Alibaba shaking his head. I got damn near 15,000 followers, right? But I guess he got a larger reach than me all of a sudden, right? Like, it don't even make sense. Like, don't shake your head yet. Let me finish. And I love you. But it just don't even make, like, a lot of sense. When I'm looking, I just see a whole lot of examples. But you're right. The Explorer page, because of what we double tap on, will be filled with the examples of things that are a little bit more provocative or salacious. But I think just by sheer volume, it's more of them, and they all be posting. They just not popping.
But I don't, not even that. No, I still disagree with that. Now, I understand they post, but how many times do they post a day? How many times are they stories blinging? You understand how this shit goes. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So these women, even if we say there are more sheer numbers of good black women, those women, for the most part, aren't inundating themselves.
They get lost.
Oversaturating themselves on social media, right? They may show a thing here or there, but now the girl that's motherfucking teacher bae, this bitch posting a motherfucking, a story every hour. She posting three pictures a day. You feel what I'm saying? So even the ideology is what I'm talking about, to where you're never going to be able to overcome that when the good is just because she's good. Even in that, she don't want real attention from social media. Hemp. She's just like, hey, I'm going through my day. I'm teaching my class. Here everything goes, so on and so forth. La la la. Bam. That's it. The other bitches out here, shaking ass with their hands out. You feel me? That bitch on social media 24/7, 365, bro.
Yo,
I had a question for Quan, because I would like to say 2 things could be true at the same time, and I definitely agree with you. And I had a little bit of disagreement in the discourse that you were having with Fantastic, because y'all are saying it's about the hoes and all that. I don't even think it's about that. I think men, especially men who are mature and developed, can have issues with the way mature and developed women carry things. So you say, shouldn't we edify and glorify the fact that black women are holding down the school system? I say 100% absolutely. But watch what we do as black men. Watch this. Should we also give them the flack for the literacy rate of those same black children and the overdiagnosis of ADHD in black boys? Should we attribute those to the same black female teachers?
I think
No,
that,
you
that,
can't
that
put that.
same,
You can't
I
put
think
that
this, can I
on them.
retort?
Go ahead.
I think the same thing that you said could be applicable to that. Two things could be, true at the same time. There's some responsibility that they share, but then there's a larger system in which all of us that are educators work under that has a lot to do with those things as well. So I feel like it's a give and take when we talk about professionals and the responsibilities that's placed on us.
Okay.
We
I mean,
don't, I don't think any teacher goes in a classroom and intentionally says like, oh, I'm not going to do the best to teach kids how to read. I think there are very real things that happen within the education system that prevent us from sometimes being able to serve children in the best ways. I could give you one clear example. Some teachers have 35 up to 30 kids plus in one classroom. There's no way, no statistical way, and there have been studies that have been done on this, real information, that there's no way to properly educate 30 plus children that have 30 different needs in one classroom. And that is a reality that every educator faces every day. But we have nothing but the worst things to put on those people that are really doing their best in some of the worst conditions in these buildings.
Quan, just real quick, so because we're not educated, so can you give us the a healthy student to teacher ratio as far as like
14.
you know what I mean, for the people that don't know?
I think the way private schools work, where there is like 18 to 19 to one teacher, that is a good ratio where
Okay.
I can address in groups, reasonable groups, a certain amount of kids who may be on different levels. Because if I have 30 kids that have different levels, you come in with a classroom. Out of those 30 kids, 20 of them might not be on grade level, and 5 of them may be on grade level, and then you might have another 5 that are above grade level. And what you're asking a teacher to do is to make sure that all 30 of these children get exactly everything that they need in order to move up. And what I'm telling you is that in that environment, where you have to also deal with behaviors and you have to also deal with all of these things that might be unmet needs by 30 different children that have 30 different thoughts, somebody's going to get left behind. And I would be remiss to put that on the teacher, because the teacher didn't ask for the classroom to be crowded with 30 kids that have 30 different needs. The
Well,
teacher didn't ask for a curriculum that don't serve 30 different kids in one classroom.
okay.
Quan, I got a
So,
question.
well,
Which
real
age
quick,
group
can I
does it
finish
affect?
my?
Wait, can I just get this out? What age group does it affect negatively the worst? Or is it just the whole from pre-K to high school in general? Is it a specific demographic age group that it negatively impacts the worst?
I think, to be honest with you, it affects the primary grades so much more, because those particular kids need smaller classrooms the most, because those are the primary learning years. Anyone that knows anything about
yeah,
childhood
foundation.
development knows that the years between birth to 7 years old is when a child learns the most. After that, they'll still develop certain things, they'll still learn things, but a child becomes essentially what they're going to become in their educational pursuits through the ages 0 to 7. And the problem is that when you go in a first grade classroom, a second grade classroom, a third grade classrooms, those classrooms have the most kids in them. They pack those kids 30 plus, 35 plus. Those are the most overcrowded classrooms, and those kids don't get served because
Yeah.
it's 35 of them to one teacher that's doing their best.
It's impossible.
So yeah, so that's what I said. This is what we typically do. I agree with everything you said. Now, remember, when it came down to glorifying them for what they were doing, it was we need to glorify them. Then I highlighted a problem, and then you explained the problem in detail. So now it's not the teacher's fault. And that's what we do as black men. If it involves women, then we highlight a problem. It's no longer the woman's fault. So whose fault is it? Like, who is responsible for the fix? Because now we just took it off the teachers. So who is responsible for making sure these students can read before 3rd grade?
And
Well,
Trigger Mike, what I'm telling you is the same thing, the same way you could say that more than one thing could be true on your end, more than one thing could be true on the teacher's end.
Yep.
You can't just place a very real system, because what you're doing now is you're taking the system off the hook.
Yeah, well, no. Let me say this, and Trigger Mike, I think you answered your own question earlier. Again, this goes back to my original point. I keep telling y'all, these strong, single, independent mothers ain't teaching these kids shit. They're fucking birthers. They don't give a fuck about these kids. They're not reading to them. They're not having them read. They're not giving them any form of foundational education at home. I think all of us being definitely being millennials to Gen Xers or so on and so forth, we learned ABC 1, 2, 3 before school. These parents aren't doing this anymore. Again, when you have one of these, okay, I just saw the thing last week to where 3 little toddler girls are out here with their middle finger up, singing along to Sexy Red. I promise you, they can't get through one Dr. Seuss book. Again, now Trigger Mike, now I'm back on your side. This is what happens when the men, and you never say shit about the fucking women. All right. Your mom usually was the one who taught you ABCs 1, 2, 3s because dad was out working, or grandma, right? Because she was keeping you in between time, right? Meantime, between time. When you don't address the shit, all right, that needs to be fixed, and you call it out, and we always want to jump around to something else, shit is never going to get fixed, and it's only going to get worse. I'm going to say this again. Don't take my word for it. Go look it up. Hispanic kids are performing better in math and reading. I'm focusing on reading than African American kids K through 12. I don't know what the fuck Tiff was talking about when she was making up that bullshit last week. Okay. But the kids are suffering. Black children are underperforming, the worst performing in an American fucking school system. We know the Asians whooping everybody's ass. All right. White folks are doing a little better, but to have Hispanics do more and do better in a fucking American education system in reading, that is problematic, and niggas don't care enough to fix it.
Correct.
No, I agree with that. I agree. There are some things that we definitely need to do, but my thing is that we are too quick to only uplift the bullshit. And what I'm saying, my ultimate point is that when we talk about my son will never date a black woman, why is it that we're only hyper focused on the women who are the worst of the worst? Like, for me to make that statement, I would have to erase all of the women that trained me how to be a teacher, all of the women that impacted me positively in my life, all of the women that contributed to a lot of the different things that I became successful for. So I can't make that statement and see real women in my real life who are fucking awesome. I can't do it.
Wait. When you say uplift the bullshit, what bullshit's being uplifted?
We uplift the women who do all of the twerking ass, all of the, like, we create a condition to where
whoa. Who's we?
No. We are choosing, we're actively choosing to do shows that constantly highlight the bullshit.
Yeah.
Whereas
Are we
there's not a lot of shows that I can go to that are highlight how there's my boss who does a fucking excellent job as a teaching coach.
No, wait. Highlight, and you said uplift. This was your word.
Yes.
What are you talking? Who is uplifting the bullshit?
Everybody that does a show where all that they want to do is highlight women twerking.
We on this panel. We on this panel. We right here. We right here on this panel. Discussions that are had are right here. Nobody's uplifting it.
So what are we doing?
No,
By
I got the
constantly
answer.
focusing
Hold on, Quan.
our attention on just the
Strategizing,
worst of black women. What are we
You
doing?
have to make the linkage here, Quan.
strategizing how to eliminate it as a form of correction in the community. We are not uplifting it. We are not.
What I'm telling you.
Listen.
Hold on.
hold
All right, I'm gonna let you go. I don't
It's
want
crazy.
I'm gonna let you go.
We're not
Big
championing it. We're not uplifting it. When you said you want to apply a lens to something, what you're saying essentially is you want to give attention to both sides of the tracks, but the attention that we give to one side is not good attention. We are deliberately issuing complaints about bad behavior, and you're saying that you want to apply good attention as a round of applause to people that are doing the right thing. They are not the same forms of attention. We're not uplifting shit.
Okay, can I retort? Can I retort?
Go ahead.
No, I want to make sure that you say what, because I don't want to be rude.
Go ahead.
Okay, so in my practice, we have a certain thing, a certain reward system where we use positive reinforcement in order to deal with certain negative behaviors. So instead of me as a teacher deciding to focus on a negative aspect of what a kid is doing, we're taught to highlight the positives of what the other students are doing as a means to fix the issue. What I'm saying is that, yes, there might be a proliferation of people or women doing very bad things, but what I'm not seeing is enough of us choosing to highlight the women that we know that are in our real lives that support each and every last one of us. Because what you're doing is you're creating a system where there are real women that we all see in our real life, but then you'll go and do a show about women as if there's no examples of any positive things that the real women in your life do.
So
Here's why.
So why can't we focus on the positive that the real women in our lives do for us, as opposed to the women that shake ass?
Here's why. Because the culture does not say doing things positively as these positive women do is cool, number one. Number two, you're saying they're successful at what they're doing when we have the lowest readings, lowest literacy rate. So it's very difficult. Right, there we go. It's difficult to use that as a positive reinforcement, especially when you're combating the cultural standard of what is cool. These kids are already stuck on debauchery as what's cool. We have to tear that down and take away the sweet taste from that before we can ever start to. You know what's going to happen? The Poindexter effect. Trust me, I know. I was one. It starts in the home. It truly starts in the home. No parent is championing the child's teacher, because the child goes to school and doesn't even like the teacher, doesn't even want to be is already against the teacher, and the parent has to fight against that. So how are we to suggest to parents that they should uplift what the teacher's doing? What we need to do is attack the debaucherous behavior and take the cool out of that, because that's what's fighting against teachers being cool.
Quan, can I just say this real quick, because I've been trying to get in for like 5 minutes. So Quan said, why don't we uplift the women that do positive things in our lives versus uplifting the women that twerk? And I'm surprised nobody said this. Too high of a percentage in the black community, those women are the same person. They're the same freaking person, Quan. And the reason I'm going to make that distinction here is because you mentioned professional behavior versus social behavior. Those things have nothing to do with one another. We have women that are literal CEOs of companies that will be posting pictures with their breasts out on Instagram. So what we're not attacking these women, we're actually attacking the culture. We have to show and voice our distaste of the culture. All right. I was in the hospital with a girl that was like, I don't see why you don't find me attractive. I don't like you. I could tell you had a poor upbringing. I don't give a damn if we make the same amount of money. You're not going to represent me well as a wife. And she didn't understand that. But she had poor behavior for somebody that was making 6 figures with an administrative job title. She had poor behavior, right? If you go looking on her Instagram and stuff. So these people are often the same person. And I think you need to give some credence to that.
Yeah, so shout out to Killer Mike for saying that. I just want to, to all you haters in the chat that said I fucking lied. Again, not only that, we're the least proficient, okay? So we have the below basic, right? But we're the least proficient behind Hispanics, okay? By a lot. So you guys can't keep making this fucking excuse about the system when the goddamn Mexicans hadn't even been here that long. Okay, I'm sick of this shit. This was like the damn what's the shit, stupid shit that culturally biased. It's like the excuse niggas was making for not being able to learn. The tests are culturally biased. No, motherfucker, you not studying. You satisfied with being dumb. We again, I'm with Aaron 10,000%. All right, niggas, black women love to talk about how educated they are. Somehow niggas still hate education. Make that make sense. Somehow being a nerd is lame. Somehow being a smart guy is you want to be white. Now, at the same time, we got the most educated, which is a fucking lie, never been true, and the kid's dumb as hell. Explain that to me.
Education simply is not laudable in today's culture. And it wasn't 30 years ago when I was a kid. Correct. So to uplift teachers in an environment where education in and of itself is already looked down upon is a futile endeavor.
And to that point, and to Fantastic's point, right? Who runs the school districts? All of these school districts are like majority black women, right? Shelby County School District is all black women. Atlanta public school system is majority black women. Right, these majority black cities have majority blac women on the school districts.
Okay,
so,
but can I ask this question?
Well,
I mean,
before you ask the question,
okay, go ahead.
What was Freeman done?
No, my point is, who else is making the decision? Right, there is this focus on the outside, right? Because you hear that a lot. Oh, well, they're not participating. Da da da. Excuse me, when you go to the school board, who you see? I got the pictures. Hell, I did a whole video on it. You want to go to my channel? It's who runs the school to prison pipeline, right? Those school boards are full of black women. I don't know what to tell you.
Go to my channel, bro. I'm telling you, this nanny and boo boo shit, bro. It's like, listen, you want to go to my channel? This shit corny, bro.
Can I please ask this question?
Corny, bro.
Because here's my thing.
What's the question? Because I just want to this.
Oh, go go ahead. Go ahead. I don't want.
I just get it. I say it confounds me for sure, right? If we're saying it's all women, right? Are women the only people that have access to these positions?
Thank you, Hank.
It weirds me out that it's women running everything, and are the men sitting? Are we sitting idly by? Because when I go to a parent-teacher conference, it's minimal men there. But then when I walk in there, the energy shifts because they're not accustomed to seeing the fathers, right? And I'm just thinking, like, we had a whole conversation about twerking. Women was defending twerking last Tuesday. I don't know if y'all saw that show. They fought about it for 3 hours. And I'm saying now I'm supposed to predicate change on this fucking group? It makes no sense to me. So I'm just wondering if you seeing this all women. Freeman said he making sure his wife, or excuse me, his daughter meets the precipice. Why isn't he getting involved? I don't understand it. Don't people run for these positions and etc.?
And that's what I'm saying, Hank. Less than 2% of teachers are black men. So if we have all of these issues and concerns about education, why is it that there's only one educator on the panel?
Hold on. So now we gotta do what you niggas love to do. And I ain't saying you, Quan. No disrespect.
Oh, no. I hear you.
The origin, right? So we know what. And again, no disrespect. Do teachers make a lot of money? Hell no.
No.
Is it a great reward for the work you got to put in? Hell no. So now you're telling black men to go into an occupation that doesn't pay much, extremely stressful. Nobody respects you. You got to deal with everybody else's kids and problems. So you can't win. That's what I keep saying.
But
Guys,
what's the average amount a black man make?
That's the
obvious
retort.
A black man makes.
That's the obvious retort.
It's 40,000. What teacher? Most teachers starting out make what?
40,000, 50,000.
College educated. You gotta have a degree.
40,000.
Hold
on. Slow down, though, Mr. Fantastic. Right?
I'm slow. Y'all niggas jumping. I'm by myself. Hold on. Hell, how many times you said up 40K ain't no money? Didn't you say that?
Yeah.
All right, nigga, stop then. Stop playing with me.
No, you're saying, do teachers make a lot of money? No, right? Also, the average black man doesn't make a lot of money. So him going to be a teacher ain't going to change his trajectory that much. No. Right? Okay. Now, nope. Now, two, the cities, you get paid significantly more, right? And about 49% of us live in these big cities to where you can make 70, 80, 90 grand. Quan, isn't it public for teachers?
Yeah.
Which I make
a whole lot more in the city. So
what's the scale? Give me the range.
You start off if you have your bachelor's in education, you start off at around 60, 59, 60.
So the money part is moot because niggas ain't making no money anyway, right? Now, when you talk about respect, what exactly do you mean?
So again, we're talking about the overall thing of how a man is measured, right? A man is measured by his money, his status, his and we're gonna talk about the physical. Let's talk about money and status.
Okay.
Teachers have no status, right? Okay. When you guys want more black men to get married, and black women are saying they don't want no teachers, they don't want no blue collar niggas, they don't want no niggas making $40,000. Okay. So now, I don't know why Shaw grabbing his head because it's what it always comes back to that y'all don't see.
Back to what women say.
Brother, just listen, walk with me. This is how it always comes back to the women. And what do men want? Him? They want access to women. So if you shit on the teachers, and then even it's a lot of black female teachers out here saying, I'm quitting teachers, this shit not worth it. Okay, I'm not getting paid enough. These kids are disrespectful. It's too much shit on my plate, so on and so forth. I'm finna go do something else. Okay, mind you, again, even though we may underrepresent teaching in the majority of women of all races. Okay, men have never been, since my lifetime, been majority of teachers. That shit stopped a long time ago. And then we know, because there have been things as to where false accusations and actual accusations of, that's something that a man don't want to do. Okay, so we can't ask men to do some shit that's counterproductive for the sake of what's the name, when society hasn't made it that way and we haven't made it that way to make it safe or a bigger payoff for men. So if we had a conversation, well, let's be a good faith.
But keep on going down that track. You heard, right? You're right. The money's not there, the motivation's not there, the kids aren't coming in prepared, right? So you gotta damn near father them and teach them, right? We understand all that. Also, the accusations, especially at the turn of believe all women, all those movements, right? It's not a safe environment. We 100% understand that, right? I think it's a little bit less of the latter, but a lot of the other stuff makes a lot of sense based on how men are measured, right? So now men are saying it doesn't make sense for us to go there. We also understand that fathers are the disciplinarian, right? If we want to keep the logic consistent. So then when we look at the results of the kids in our environment, already not having kids, and it makes no sense from a man's standpoint to be there, right? Are we even surprised? Why are we acting so surprised about the results? Right? We bearing down on the pool of people that's trying to do this thing when we know we have fatherless homes and we don't do those jobs.
Now I agree with Quan on that though. Okay. I agree there. I agree it's more so on the parents than the teachers. That was my original thing. I believe it's a cop out because again, we know education starts and ends in the home. So it's the school system is supposed to be a buffer and a fucking amplifier for what you get at home. I said that before even Quan got up here. What I'm saying though is these things have to make sense somewhere to where it's not the system, it is not this and so on and so forth. It goes back to my original, all this supports my original point of, listen, which niggas gonna hate. It starts in the home. We know who most of the people running the homes. So here we are. Yet again, I'm the bad guy.
It's
And niggas just watching the house burn down, going nanny nanny boo boo. This shit crazy.